So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can create an 8-hour long faceless YouTube video for your inspirational and prayers YouTube channel. Now, I'm not only going to be sharing with you how to create this video in just a few minutes, I'm also going to be sharing with you how to design the thumbnail, because if you make the best of video and you don't have a good thumbnail to follow it, then most people won't click on your video and they won't know how awesome your video is. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing all these things with you. And not just that, if you watch this video to the end, I'm going to be sharing with you a very tiny secret that is going to guarantee that you're going to grow really fast in this niche. So if this is something that you're interested in, please come closer and let's dive in. And now to get started, the first thing you need to do is to confirm the topic that you want to make a video about. Now, the reason you need to do this is so that you are not going to be making videos that people would want to watch. And that is why a lot of beginners make videos and then they wonder why people are not watching it, why they are not getting views. This is because you're not making an in-demand video. You should be making videos that your target audience are interested in, and the one way to do this is by confirming from what is already in existence. Now, I wouldn't want to take much of your time talking about this because I've done a detailed tutorial on this where I shared how you can find an in-demand video that people are interested in and people want to watch, so that when you create your own videos, you're going to be getting some likes. I'm going to be leaving the link in the description, or you can go ahead and click here to watch it, of course, after watching this video. So now that I have that out of the way, the next thing you're going to do is to come over to your browser and then you're going to visit our very good friend ChatGPT. And once ChatGPT opens, you're going to put in the prompt. And I have my little prompt here. If you watch to the end, you're going to find out how you can get your hands on this prompt, right? And I have a couple of prompts here that is going to help you throughout your journey in creating video in this niche. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and copy number 5 like so. And that will be our first prompt for the day. I'm going to come back to ChatGPT and I'm going to go ahead and paste it like so. Generate 100 strong prayer points from all the promises of God in the Bible. Include Bible verses in all the prayer points. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and send it and let ChatGPT generate the prayer points for us. And here you can see that ChatGPT has generated the 100 prayer points for us, and it's looking amazing. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to come over to our little prompt library and we're going to copy prompt 2, okay? We're going to copy prompt 2 like this and we're going to come back to ChatGPT. And once we're here, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and paste in our prompt. And it's a very simple prompt. Develop prayer point 1 to 100 into a 4-paragraph prayer each. Now, why you have to do this is so that you have a longer video. So if you want to have a 1-hour video, or a 5-hour video, or a 10-hour video, this is where you control it, right? The first thing is to tell the ChatGPT to generate 100 points, 200 points, depending on how long you want it to be, right? I found out that 100 points with 2 paragraphs each gives me a little over 1 hour. So you can do 200 points or 300 points, and then you're going to ask it to develop it in 4 paragraphs for each point. And that way you can get anywhere above 10 hours, 15 hours, and so on, depending on what you want and how long you want the video. So that is why we are telling it to generate a 4-paragraph prayer each, okay? Then ensure each prayer point is up to 700 words. This is also another keyword you have to give it, because this AI sometimes, if you tell it to generate 4 paragraphs, it can generate maybe 50 words, right? For the 4 paragraphs. And you don't want that. You want something long, and that is why you want the 4 paragraphs. So you have to tell it to generate at least 700 words. Or maybe this is too much. Let me bring this down to 400, okay? So you can do 400, 500, 300, 200, any number of words that you want for each of the paragraph, you know, is going to be multiplied. So if you want 400 words, it's going to be 400 multiplied by 4 times 100. So that will give you an idea of how long the video will be. And another strategy that you can use to get this right, in case you don't want to do trial and error, is simply by coming to words to time. Go to www.words2time. We're going to paste in the number of words here. So what we're going to do is let's put up our calculator. It's very important here. So we're going to pull up our calculator like so. And the next thing I'm going to do is to do a little multiplication. And that is we are asking it to generate 400 words, and we also asked it to generate 4 paragraphs. So what we're going to do is to do 400 words, or let's be conservative, right? Because this AI, they can never get it accurate 100%. So let's do 300 words because we asked it for 400. So let's do 300 words times 4. That's 4 paragraphs. Okay, times 4, and that will give us 1,200. Okay, so we're going to now do 1,200 times 100 prayer points, and then it's going to give us 120,000 words in total, right? So here we're going to put 120,000. Okay, so 120,000 is going to give us 923 minutes. Now, how cool is this? So what we're going to do now is to find the number of hours this 920 minutes will give us. And to get that, all we have to do is to come over to our calculator, and we're going to do a little mathematics here. We're going to do 923.1 divided by 60, 60 minutes per hour, right? So we're going to divide it by 60 to give us the number of hours we are going to get with this. So here it's going to give us 15 hours. Now, how cool is this? So if you want a 15-hour long video, you can actually use this method, the exact same thing, 300 words and 4 paragraphs, right? But now that we're asking ChatGPT to generate 4 paragraphs and 400 words, that means it's going to go past this 15 hours. And it's too long for what we want to use it for. We want an 8-hour long video. And to calculate that is very simple. Now, all we have to do is to do 300 words multiplied by, let's say, 3 paragraphs, okay? 3 paragraphs, then we're going to then get 900, okay? 900 for each, and then we're going to multiply it by 100, okay? That will give us 90,000 words. And if we put in 90,000 words here, we're going to get 629.3 minutes, right? So we're going to do a little calculation again, and that will be 692.3 divided by 60 minutes per hour, right? So we get the number of hours it's going to give us. So this is going to give us 11 hours. Now, why we are doing all this calculation is so that we don't overload ChatGPT. At the end of the day, it will be longer than what we want. We'll go further with our calculation till we bring it down to somewhere around 8 hours. So now we did 3 for 3, right? So we're going to do 300 words, 2 paragraphs. So let's come here and do 300 words, and we're going to multiply it by 2 times 2. That's 2 paragraphs for 1 prayer point. So what we're going to have here is 600. Then we're going to multiply it by 100 prayer points that we have right now, and that will give us 60,000. So we'll come here, we'll put in 60,000 and see what it's going to give us. It's going to give us 461.5 minutes. Okay, as you can see, 461.5 minutes, and we're going to come over to our calculator, and we're going to divide it by 60 minutes per hour, and that will give us 7 hours 6 minutes. Okay, 7 hours 6 minutes. So you see that it's accurate. So we did 2 for 2. So what we're going to do now is to do 250 words per paragraph, and we're going to have 2 paragraphs for each prayer session. Now, this makes it so easy. You don't have to wait a long time for ChatGPT to generate everything, and then at the end of struggling and suffering, you find out that it's way too long, right? So you don't want any of that. So if you want something lower than 8 hours, if you want 2 hours, if you want 3 hours, you just go ahead and calculate it like this. Now, instead of bringing down the number of words, what you can actually do is to reduce the number of prayer points. So you can do it 2 paragraphs per prayer point multiplied by 50 prayer points. So instead of doing 100 prayer points and having very short prayer sessions, you're going to make sure that you have a long prayer session and a shorter prayer point. So that way it's going to be balanced, because you don't want a very short prayer point. Okay, you're praying for success and then it's just for like 2 lines, and then it's not going to have any weight and any effect. So you want the prayer sessions to still be meaningful and still be connected to the heavens, right? So now that we have this, we have 2 paragraphs, 250 words. So we're going to come over to ChatGPT and we're going to edit our pretty prompt. So all we're going to do here is make the correction. Ensure each prayer point is up to 250 words. Okay, 250 words. And we're going to reduce this to 2 paragraphs. Okay, 2 paragraphs, 250 words. It's amazing. So let me go ahead and run through the prompt right now. Develop prayer point 1 to 100 into a 2 paragraph prayer each. Ensure each prayer point is up to 250 words to make the prayer section long and uplifting. Let the prayers be deeply spiritual and include Bible verses to support each prayer session. Add captivating and scroll-stopping opening prayer at the beginning of number 1, and also add a closing prayer while encouraging viewers to check out our other uplifting videos, and also ask them to subscribe to our channel at the ending of number 100. Now, this can be a little confusing for ChatGPT, but the reason I added it here is so that you know that is very necessary that you do that. Now, why I don't ask people to do a lot of things at the end of my video is so that they don't get confused. You can only ask people to do one thing per time so that it's not confusing and it's not overwhelming for them. You can't tell them, oh, watch this video next, and tell them, oh, like and subscribe and comment. It gets overwhelming and a lot of people won't even do anything. So what I always encourage my students is to take one action per video. So for this video, you can ask them to like the video and that will be it, right? So one action, they will know that is one action. Then people that can take multiple action will also go ahead and take multiple action. If another video you want them to subscribe, you also ask them to subscribe. If in another video you want them to check out the other video, you also ask them to check out the other video. Now, for this type of video, you can only make this kind of comments or make this kind of request at the end of the video, not in between, right? Because if you do it in between, it's going to cut the flow of the prayer, because most people come to the channel not for entertainment, but for prayers, right? So you don't want to cut their prayer short by asking them to subscribe to the channel or asking them to like the video or leave a comment or something. You do it towards the end, right? But for my type of video, I can simply tell you to please like the video, like I'm asking you right now. Like the video so that more people can see it and benefit from it. And it also encourages me to make more videos, because I use it as a statistics to know that you like the video. So when I say this, I'm also free to tell you which video to watch next at the end of my video, right? So it makes much sense like that, because towards the end of the video, there's nothing to tell you to do other than to tell you to watch the next video. And if you haven't seen that video, you're just going to go ahead and click on it. So that works perfectly. But telling people, oh, like this video, leave a comment in the comment section, please go ahead and subscribe, it can get very overwhelming. So take one action at a time, and trust me, you're going to see a better result than when you jam pack all of them, right? So now you can see that it's done generating the 100 prayer points, and then the next thing we're going to do is to copy these prayers. Okay, so right now we have 39 pages, which is amazing. Don't worry, the only part that is going to take a little bit of time is when you're generating the audio, because most of this audio generating platform, they don't allow you to generate everything at once. If not, it will be super amazing. So we're going to be doing it one after the other, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you through how to do that. All you have to do is to pay utmost attention, because it gets really complicated from here. The next thing we're going to do is to move over to our voiceover platform, and there's so many platforms you can use for your voiceover, like Playhit, Clipchamp, 11 Labs. Anyone that you want to use is totally fine, and it's monetizable, right? And for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use Clipchamp, okay? Clipchamp.com, and you're going to click on try for free. I'm sure you must have signed up with this platform or you have tried it out. They are not the best. If you want to get the best audio, try out Playhit or 11 Labs. They give you amazing audio. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is to click on create a new video. And once it opens, the next thing we're going to do is to click on record and create. And once that opens, we're going to click on text to speech. Click on text to speech to bring us here. And now that we are here, the next thing we're going to do is to go over the language. You select the language that you want: English, United States, African, South Africans, Arabian, Albanian, French, Bulgarian, Chinese. Anyone you want is totally fine, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to select English, United States. And then for voice, you're going to select the voice that you want, and you can preview any of them however you want it. But make sure that whichever voice that you're going to select, the voice should be calm and very soothing, because it's a prayer session. So you want something that is slow paced, calm, and soothing as well, so that it doesn't irritate people's ears, right? So you want something that is calm, soft spoken, and stuff like that, so that it's going to encourage people to listen more or watch the video more, right? So now that we have that, you are going to randomly select any voice. I'm not saying that this is the best out of it. Just take your time. There's so many voices here, so many voices you can choose from. So go ahead, take your time and play through it and pick the one that sounds best and you're good to go. So I'm going to play it back to hear how it sounds.
Choose from a variety of voices to help you create a story worth sharing.
All right, so this sounds fair enough. So the next thing we're going to do is to paste in our script here. And again, if it doesn't sound as well as you want it, if you want the pace to be slowed down a bit, you can slow down the pace right here. And let's go ahead and play it back and hear how it sounds.
Choose from a variety of voices to help you create
All
a
right,
story
this is too
worth
slow.
sharing.
All right, so let's just slow it down a notch and try.
Choose from a variety of voices to help you create a story worth sharing.
All right, this sounds better, right? Then you can choose the vocal pitch if you want extra low, low, medium, high, extra high. Just play around it and see what you're going to get, but I'm fine with this as it is. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my text here. And to do that, all I have to do is to copy this. Usually you can only do about 7 to 8 minutes per time on Clipchamp. You can't do more than that for each session. So all you have to do is to copy it in bits and then do that, right? So most of the time it's usually 2 pages or 2.5 pages, depending on how full your script is. So I'm just going to copy 2.5 or 2 and close to half. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. You can see that this is way above the characters allowed. Maximum characters is 6,850 characters. So I passed that. So what I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and remove everything so that we don't get confused. And we're going to just try out 2 pages, okay? Let's go ahead and try 2 pages. So we know that we are taking it 2 pages per time. Okay, so if that works out, we are going to now be doing 2 pages per time. So I'm going to come back here and paste this right here. And we just have a little bit, 158 characters too many. So we're going to go ahead and wipe this again. Okay, and we're going to come here and stop at the last paragraph. Okay, and before the last paragraph. So we're going to copy the first page like so. And we're going to stop right here. So in the next one that we're going to do, we're going to copy this. We're going to start from here down. All right, so now we're going to copy this right here. And we're going to come over to Clipchamp and paste it like so, and perfect, it's perfect. So now what we're going to do next is to go ahead and click on save, and then Clipchamp is going to go ahead and save it for us. So now while it's saving that, what we're going to do right here is we're going to change the title, okay? So we're going to name it Promises of God Part 1. So you want to pay attention here. This is where it gets complicated, because if you miss it here, you're going to find it difficult knowing which audio is which. So this is where you correct it. So your naming should remain like this: Promises of God, or whatever name you have for your video. You just put part 1, and then the next one you're going to do is part 2. The next one you're going to do is part 3. The next one you're going to do is the name, and then the parts, the name, and then the parts, the name, and then the part number, the name, and then the part number, so that you have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and you're going to align them all together while editing. I'm going to show you how to do all that, but make sure you don't miss this part. Now it's totally done. The next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and click on export, to export it to my device. And to do that, I'm going to select 480p, okay, 480p as a draft, because we are not really doing anything much with the video. We just want to take the audio from the video. Unfortunately, you can't be doing another thing while it's exporting. So while it's exporting, let's just find another thing we can do, which is to copy the next one. So what we are going to do is we're going to copy this, okay, copy 1 here, and copy this one, and come here, and maybe let's copy everything and see if it will work. Should we risk it? Let's try it. So here we are copying the last paragraph that was remaining there, and then 2 pages, right? So because some of these paragraphs are quite small, that is what I said initially, that ChatGPT can be funny sometimes. It doesn't give you accurate of what you want. So if you're looking to get 300 characters, ask it for 600 or ask it for 500, right? Just to give that room where it's going to make mistakes and all of that. So here, we're going to go ahead and save this to our device. Now, this one is saved. We're going to come back to Clipchamp and we're going to click on Keep Editing, and we're going to click on this that it has already generated for us, and we're going to go ahead and delete it. Before we paste it, make sure the paste is the same setting with the previous one so that you don't have different pacing, right? So right here, I'm going to go ahead and paste in the second part that we copied from our document. And right now you can see that it's ready and it fits in perfectly. So what we're going to do next is to click on save and have Clipchamp generate the part 2 for us. And while it's generating that, we're going to just change this number 1 to number 2. So we have part 1 and part 2 right now. And then while it's working, we're going to come back to our document and then we're going to copy another pages. We're going to copy 2 pages and we're going to come back to our Clipchamp. It's done right now. We're going to click on export, click on 480p, and then it's going to export to our device, and then we'll come back and do the rest. So without wasting much of your time, I'm going to do this off screen and then I'm going to come back once I'm done.
A few moments later.
So now we're done generating all the voiceovers, and the next thing we're going to do is to come over to Canva, okay? Come over to canva.com. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is to click on video, okay? Click on video, and then we're going to click on video 1080p. All right, and once it opens, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on elements, okay? And here we're going to search for the background that we want to use for our video. Now, it could be anything. It could be picture background, it could be video background, right? So if you want, you can choose Bible background and it's going to give you a Bible background. You can choose the video or you can choose photos, right? If you go to photos, this will give you so many outstanding, amazing Bible backgrounds. So like this one, we can have this one like this, and all you have to do is to right click and click on set image as background, and then we'll have it as our background. And what you can do to touch up this image is to simply click on edit, and you're going to come right here and click on adjust, and then we're going to click on shadows. We're going to reduce the shadows, right? So that will add a little more black to it. And then for blacks, we're going to also add blacks, right? So it's like this. So right now you can see that it's much better than it was before. And why I have to do this is so I can put my captions and then it will still be visible as against the way it was before. You can see this is how it was before and this is how it is now. So I love it like this. It's totally perfect. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and export this, okay? Click on share and then click on download. And then I'm going to select file type. I'm going to select PNG and I'm going to click on download, and it's going to download straight to my device. So now we have downloaded the image that we want to use for our video. So now I'm going to show you how to use the video, right? Because you can choose to use video that is motion graphics or use static image like this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add page 2 and I'm going to come over to videos. Select the ones that the ending is not different from the beginning. That is, you don't want a loop that starts and then jumps from the beginning. And when you duplicate that footage, it's not going to look good because anybody that is watching it will notice that, oh, this thing was looped, right? So if you're selecting anyone like this one, you should make sure that it's flowing like this. You can see that the candle is constantly on. But what I meant initially is if the candle starts on and then goes off at some point, then you don't want to use that kind of video because the loop is going to be funny because you're going to see a video, the candle comes on and then goes off, comes on and goes off. It's going to be very distracting, right? So that is why we are using something that the loop will not be noticeable. That is the loop, this right here will not be noticeable. So to use this, all we have to do right now is to right click and then click on set video as background. So now that we have it as background, you can see that it's just about 15 seconds long and our video is 8 hours long. So what you can do in this scenario to get our 8 hours long video is to duplicate this. And to do that, all you have to do is to click on the video and you're going to hold down Control D if you're using Windows, but if you're using Mac, you're going to use Command D and then you're going to keep pressing D. Now, take a look at this and see how it will be adding as I'm pressing the D, right? So Control D, you just hold down the Control and then you keep pressing the D, and you can see that it's jumping from 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes, 15 minutes. So you just keep doing it like that. And once you get about 8 hours, you're going to export it. Now, this is more like the hard way to do this. I'm going to show you a very easy way to do it on Capcut, so you don't have to spend a lot of time tapping Control D or Command D, tapping. No, you don't want to do tap swap. So I'm going to be showing you how to do this in Capcut. But first, I want to show you how to quickly do a thumbnail. It's very easy. And that is why I said, if you make a very good video and the thumbnail is not good, it's not going to be okay. So before I go ahead and show you how to design the thumbnail, and then we can move over to the video editing part, let me quickly export this one so that we can use it while we want to edit our video. So to do this, all we have to do is to come over here and leave the file type as MP4 because it's a video, and then we're going to click on download to download the video to our device. All right, so now that we have it downloaded to our device, the next thing we're going to do first is I'm going to show you how to do the thumbnail. It's very easy. So to do that, we're going to come over here and click on new design. So we're going to select our thumbnail, or let's start afresh so that it doesn't confuse you, right? So I'm just going to come here and visit canva.com, and then I'm going to click on YouTube thumbnail, right? So if you don't see it here, you can just go ahead and search for it here and you can get that perfect. So I'm going to click on YouTube thumbnail to open the thumbnail page. So right now that it's open, the next thing I'm going to do is to search for the background that I want to use, and I'm going to come to elements to do that. So here you can choose whatever background, just type in whatever keywords you want to see. Here I can simply type in prayer background. Okay, and I'm going to have something like this. And if you go over to photos, you're going to see different types of prayer background. So you can choose whichever one that you want that best fits the design that you want. Now, before you go ahead and do your thumbnail, it is very important that you come over to YouTube.com and look at the thumbnails that are existing in that niche. So I'm going to search for Bible inspirational prayers, and then you can see the type of thumbnails that are here. So what most beginners do is that they make very shabby thumbnails and then expect to get a lot of views. Now, if you have a very bad thumbnail, how do you think that someone is going to leave this thumbnail as nice as it looks and click on your video? Why do you think that people are going to do that? I mean, if you're creating a YouTube video, you should have that in mind, that these are real humans. These are people. These are humans like you and I that are going to watch this video. So you should at all times make decisions having you in mind and also the other person in mind. Ask yourself, if I see a thumbnail like this, will I click on it? If I see a video like this, will I watch till the end? If I see a design like this, will I click on it? If I see a title like this, will I click on it? Or when you click on the video, ask yourself, what made me click on this video? Is it the thumbnail? Is it the title? Is it the pattern? Or is it the creator? So all these things are the things that will help you make an informed decision when creating yours. So if you want your channel to grow really fast, you should make sure that whatever you have, whatever you're putting out, shouldn't be below average. It shouldn't be below what is available. Now, you can do, if you have skills, you can do better than what is already existing. But even if you don't have much skills, make sure that you do the design, you do it in a way that at least it matches whatever that is existing already, right? Because you just want to stand out. You want people to be able to click on your video. So you don't want to just have something shabby and expect people to click on it, right? I always tell my students that it's better to take 2 months, 3 months in planning your video and making sure you put everything together. You can even take 3 months, you can even take 4 months, you can take 5 months. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take you to get the perfect video and thumbnail to put out. Now, there is no room for perfection because you can never get it perfect. But what I mean by perfection is having to match what is already existing, right? So no matter how long it's going to take you, just have that patience. YouTube is not running away. People start their channel in January and they got monetized. People start their channel in April and they got monetized. I started this channel in October 22nd and I still got monetized in 2 months. So what I'm trying to say here is that you should take your time. Do not rush the process. Just take your time. Make sure you have your videos down. I'm going to talk about that much later in this video. You have good thumbnails and also have good titles and you're good to go. So what I'm doing here is spy on other videos and see how they designed their thumbnail. Okay, you can see this one, very nice, very inviting. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to come over to our Canva and we're going to select a picture that best fits what we want to achieve. And let's say we want something like this, and then we're going to right click and then we're going to select set image as background, and now we have this. The next thing we're going to do right now is to get in our text, and to put in text, all you have to do is to click on text, and then you have a lot of options here. But instead of going through all this hassle selecting the text style, the font and all of that, what you should do is to come over to design and look at the text here and see which one that will match what you want to have here, what you want to see, which one will stand out, which one will appear better here. And to do that, all you have to do is to just scroll through and look at all the fonts available and pick the one that best fits what you want to design. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and click on add new page. You always make sure you click on add new page so that you can add this template, because all these things are templates that you can choose from, right? So we're going to click on this template. Right, so once you click on one template, it's going to give you similar templates, so you can choose the font anytime, any day. So now we have this. Next thing we're going to do is to copy this. This is all we need from this template, and then we're going to paste it here, right? So here we can put that like so. Okay, stand up. Let's just say this will be God's promises. All right, God's promises. And we're going to use line spacing to bring it together like so. But as you can see, it doesn't look like what we saw on YouTube. So what we're going to do right here, you have to just use your discretion to work right here. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to separate the two of them. And to do that, all I have to do is to cut out these promises and have just the gods. And I'm going to click on the text, and then I'm going to click on Command D or Control D if you're using the Windows, and I'm going to bring this down like so, and I'm going to click on it and paste in the promises. So now we have two different texts. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make this one a little bit bold, God's promises. So make this a little smaller like this. All right, so now you can see that the sun is affecting it, right? So I'm going to just reduce it just a little bit like so. So now we have something like this. Now, is this not amazing? So now this is amazing the way I see it, and it looks like what I saw there. And then what you can do next is we're going to come over to our template that we copied from, and we're going to copy this as it is right here, and we're going to put it here like so. Okay, let's say here I want to put in prayers. Okay, prayers, right? So you don't have to use the exact color. You can change the color anytime by clicking on color and choose whatever color that you want. You can use any color, outstanding colors like so. Just let your creativity run wild, right? So now I'm going to just leave it as it was before, like this. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to make this more visible. And to do that, I'm going to highlight the two texts, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on effect, and this intensity, we're going to click on lift. Okay, there are so many ways you can make it more visible. There is shadows, there is lift. So whichever one that best fits what you want to use it for, then you go ahead and do that. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use lift, and I'm going to increase the intensity to the highest. Okay, so now you can see it's at the highest and it looks amazing. Let's reduce it just a bit, and here is perfect. You can see it's very, very readable right now. So what we can do right here is to change this color. You can change this color if you don't like the color background to make this even more visible. And to do that, all you have to do is click on edit, and then you're going to click on adjust. And then you're going to scroll down, you're going to see the color highlighted here for us. So we're going to click on this color. We want to touch up this color and change it to whatever we want. So here we're going to move this hue slider. to whatever color you want to see. So let's say we want this and we want a darker shade, a more saturated shade. You can go ahead and take this to the end like so. And then if you want it bright or if you want it a little darker, you can also do that here. So now you can see it's looking amazing already. And what we can do is to centralize this like so. Now, how cool is this? This is looking amazing and it's looking way, let me not use better because I'm the one that designed it. Let me know what you think. If it looks better than what is already existing here, this one's, or if it's below standard, also let me know. Please don't be shy. So now that I have this, the next thing I can do is to just go ahead and export it. But before then, let me go ahead and delete this one. I've used and dumped it. I don't have any use for it again, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it. And now our thumbnail is ready. You can see that it didn't take me up to 5 minutes to do this thumbnail and it's completely ready. So now you can go ahead and export it. But again, if you want to stylize it, maybe put a line or something, maybe you don't want to add this one, what we can do is delete this one and come over to elements, and we're going to type in line, and we're going to come over to graphics, and we're going to see different shapes, different sizes, different types of lines. So here you can see this one right here. This one right here, I've seen someone that used it in his thumbnail or her thumbnail. I don't know if it's male or female. You can see, yeah, this is what this person used right here. So you can, flip it this way or that way, whichever way you want it. You can just go ahead and do that. So let's have something like this. Or if you don't like this, you can go ahead and try another one like this one right here. You can see how it looks. So you can also flip it however you want. Or there's so many options here. Just let your creativity run wild. And here we have this one, and we can go ahead and put this one right here and take this up a notch. Let's delete this one. We don't need it anymore. So here I'm going to change the color to white. Bingo! Now it looks amazing. So what we're going to do next is to go ahead and export this by clicking on share and click on download. And we're going to go ahead and click on save. Make sure you don't change these settings. It must be 1280 by 720 pixels, right? This is the only way it can work on YouTube. You can do less, you can do more, right? So now I'm just going to go ahead and click on download, and I'm going to download this to my device. How cool is this? So now that the thumbnail is ready, we're going to go over to Capcut so that I can show you how to do the editing, the video editing, and piece everything together, right? I'm going to show you everything. So now we're done with Canva. We're going to click on create new project. And once it opens, the first thing you must do if you're going to be working with video, that's a video background, is to bring in the video. So I'm going to click on import, and I'm going to bring in the video background that I downloaded like so, and I'm going to bring it to the timeline. Okay, all you have to do is to just click, hold, drag to the timeline. Is that easy? Is that easy? Really that easy, right? So the next thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to start duplicating this, right? So to do this, all I have to do is to copy, right? Control C, and I'm going to come to the end right here, and I'm going to do Control V, that's Command V, and I'm going to bring it to the end right here. So it flows like this. This is what I was saying that time. You can see, you can notice that there is a join here that, I joined the video here. It still flows as if it's one video. This is what you want to have. You don't want to have a distracting video. So now that we have this, to make it faster, instead of copying just one and pasting one like we're doing in Canva, what we're going to do is to copy or highlight all like so. Okay, is either you do it this way or you use Control A or Command A to highlight everything. That is why I said you should bring in the background first. So when you're copying or when you're highlighting everything, it doesn't affect both the audio and everything, and then it gets all mixed up. So now that I have this, the next thing I'm going to do is to just copy, and I'm going to come here and paste it just by the end like so. And I'm going to bring this down to join here. So now I have this footage aligned, and then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat the same thing, Control A or Command A, and then Control C or Command C, and then I'm going to come to the end like so, and then I'm going to paste it. So you can see it has pasted 4, a whole 4 for us. So now we have 4 here and 4 here. So instead of doing just 4 again, we're going to go ahead and highlight all 8 of them. And each one, the 8 of them, is about 1 minute 20 seconds. Okay, so we're going to copy it. So we're going to now double it by 2 like so, and then of course you're going to bring this down. Okay, let's minimize this again. Okay, and then you're going to repeat the same thing. Highlight everything, copy and paste. Okay, so this way it's a lot faster. Highlight, copy everything and paste like so. Perfect. So now we're going to come to the end, highlight everything, copy everything, and then make sure your cursor and your playhead is aligned at the end, and then you're going to paste, and then you're going to bring it down like so. So now we have achieved 10 minutes, and then you're going to repeat the same thing. Just copy, highlight everything, duplicate, and you have the number of hours that you want. So without wasting your time, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move over to the next one.
A few moments later.
All right, so now that I'm done, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in the voiceover. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky if you don't do it well. So I'm just going to go ahead and come over to audio. Now, you're not going to be using import because it's a video file, right? Clipchamp gives you a video file as against other platforms that gives you an MP3 files that you can just import and then drag it to your timeline. So what we are going to do now is that we're going to use the audio section. Click on audio, and then we're going to use the extract audio. So we can extract audio from the video, and it's very fast. So I'm just going to click on import, and you can see part 1. We can click on part 1 like so, and it has extracted it. You can see part 1, and you drag it to timeline like so. Okay, now this is perfecto, right? So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to come right here, and we're going to put in the part 2. So to import the part 2, we're going to click on import, and we're going to select part 2, and here is part 2, and you can see that it's always well aligned like so. Okay, so make sure that you align the 2 of them so that it's perfect. If you can't see properly, you can just align them. So you can see there is gap here. So it's either you leave it this way, or you can reduce this like so, because there's dead air there. So you can reduce this like so and bring this here, and also reduce this dead air as well. So make sure you don't have a dead air at the beginning or towards the ending, right? So that everything just matches, right? So instead of wasting your time showing you how to repeat this multiple times, I believe you've understood it now. So we're going to move over to the next one, okay? So the video is ready as it is right now. The video is 99% ready. You can export it as it is and it's totally fine. But if you want to beautify it a little more, like here, you can see that there's a little dead air here. So make sure you remove all these dead airs and let the video just start with a punch. And now that I've moved this audio, I have to also correct it here, or you're just going to miss it out and it's going to have a jump cut, which you don't want, okay? So here it is. So here you can see, you need to pay attention to all these things, right? So I'm going to bring this one close like so. Okay, I'm going to bring it close. All right, so now it's perfect. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to do our captions. Now, if you don't have a Capcut Pro, I dropped something in our Telegram channel. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to violate the rules. If you're not in our Telegram channel, then you're missing out a lot, because I drop a lot of things that I can't mention on this channel. And I also want to give it to you guys for free, because I do everything for free. I don't have anything to sell to you. So I dropped something in the Telegram channel some weeks back. So please go ahead and check it out and see if you're going to benefit from it, because it aligns with what we're doing right here, right? I'm not going to mention it. Just consider it a Christmas and New Year gift from me, right? If you're in the Telegram group, please indicate in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about, but please don't mention it. Just say, I know what you're talking about. Let me know in the comment section. And again, like I said in the Telegram group, when I figure out how to give you the version that I have, I'm going to also drop it in the Telegram group so that you can install it on your computer and enjoy it as well on your computer. But until then, let's keep managing it like that, because it works amazingly well. So now what I'm going to do next is to generate the captions. And to do that, we're going to come over to captions. and we're going to click on generate. Okay, you select auto caption, make sure it's on auto caption, and then you can select whatever language that you want, but we just want English, right? So here I'm just going to go ahead and click on generate, and it's going to go ahead and generate the captions for us. So now you can see that Capcut has generated the captions, and then the next thing we can do is we can simply decide to move the placement of the captions from here to anywhere like so. Okay, let's put it somewhere here, and we're going to apply it to all, of course. And the next thing is we're going to move over to stylize it a bit. And to do that, all we have to do is to come over to effects. So now that we have moved it, you can move it to anywhere you want. You can move it here. And while you're moving it, make sure that you select apply to all. And now that we have selected that, what we're going to do next is to come over to animation. And once we click on animation, we're going to click on captions to select the style that we want. And for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and select this one. And you can see that it's looking amazing. I love the flow so much. If you don't like the placement, you can still move it to wherever you want it to be. The reason I don't like putting it here is because of the auto-generated caption on YouTube, and that is why I always say that sometimes you don't even need this because YouTube generates the caption. But the thing is that sometimes people don't turn it on, and because it's a static image or a fairly static image, it's better to just, maybe you just go the extra mile by putting your captions. I mean, it won't hurt. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is to put our sound bed. And to do that, we're going to get the music from YouTube library. I've been saying this all the time. If you are watching my videos, you would have heard this over and over. You can only use music from YouTube library. If you use music from anywhere else, you might get copyright claims. So what we are going to do right now is that we're going to go over to YouTube, and we're going to go over to studio.youtube.com, and that is how we're going to access the YouTube library. And now that it has opened, the next thing I'm going to do is to click on audio library like so. And once it opens, you're going to now scan through and see which one that fits what you want. So you can search for anything. You can search for holy, you can search for heavenly sound or something, and then you're going to download the sound and you're going to then put it here. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for heavenly. And here I have it. And also make sure you add attribution not required so that you won't have to go through the stress of adding the credits, the name of the person and all of that. So you don't want to go through that. So now that I have this, I'm going to go ahead and just play back and listen to how it sounds and see if it's something that you would love to use in your video. So I'm just going to go ahead and randomly select something calm like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on download to download it to my device like so. All right, so now that we have downloaded the music, the next thing we're going to do is to jump back to Capcut, and we're going to go ahead and click on audio. So the next thing we're going to do is to make sure that it's on import, and then we're going to click on import, and we're going to import the sound that we downloaded from YouTube. That's the best way to be safe here. So now the next thing we're going to do is to click, hold, and drag to the timeline, right under the voiceover, right? So the next thing we're going to do is to zoom in like so, and we're going to remove the dead airs because we want it to start immediately the video starts, right? So now that we have it, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and duplicate this, and because it's just about 2 minutes long and we have 8-hour long video, so we're going to do the same thing we did for the video. But unfortunately, this time around, we are only going to be careful to only copy the music. And to do that, all we have to do right here is to copy this like so. And we're going to paste it here. And then the next thing we're going to do is to align it right under. I'm going to explain why now. Now, the reason you have to align it under is you can see where this one ended, right? You can see that it kind of like faded out, right? So you don't want that kind of transition. You want the music to kind of like blend in so that nobody's going to notice that, oh, okay, it actually ended and started again, it ends and starts again, it ends and starts again. It's going to be distracting. So you don't want anything that will distract people. But before you even do this one, the first thing you must do is to normalize the audio so that once you're duplicating it, you're sure that you have done justice with the audio. So to do that, all you have to do is to click on the audio like so, and then we're going to pull the volume down and we're going to play it back and hear how it sounds.
Promise of Proverbs 3 is 5 to 6.
Okay, it's still very loud and we're going to reduce it a little bit more.
Trust in you with all our.
All right, now I can't even hear it again, so I'm going to increase it just a little.
Trust that if we trust in you is 5 to 6. Will you assure us that if we trust in you with all our heart and lean.
All right, this is perfect. So now you can see where it kind of like fades out completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it right under here. So the music just blends in like
Heart and lean not on our own understanding. You will direct our path.
just towards the end. This one starts up, so you won't notice that it actually
Our own understanding. You will direct our paths. As we surrender our.
amazing. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to come to the ending of this one again, and I'm going to of course put it right here, and I'm going to paste it here on top. So what you're going to be doing is the first line, second line, first line, second line. So you can see how I matched this one. And if I take it back right now, you can see where the other one started. You can see this one stops on the first line and then this one is right under. And here I repeated the same thing, but right on top, right? So towards the end.
Afraid.
Same.
In moments when doubt tries to paralyze us.
Perfect. So you're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing and you are good to go. So now this is how to generate an 8-hour long video for this niche or any other niche that you want to get into. And again, I promised that I'm going to be leaking a little secret on how you're going to go viral, on how you're going to grow really fast. And I'm going to be using existing channels as a point of contact. So to do that, I'm going to come over to my browser. So we're going to jump to the first channel that I want to show you, and that is Prayer God Say Now Today. Okay, and here I want to point out something very important. And before I do that, let me go ahead and refresh the page so that you can see that it's fresh and everything on the channel is fresh. So when you come over to the channel, you're going to come over to videos, right? So you're going to notice something outstanding here. You can see that all the videos, they post more than one videos every day. You can see this one is 9 hours ago, this one is 22 hours ago, this one is 23 hours ago. So 3 videos in one day, right? And this one is 1 day ago, this one is 1 day ago, this one is 1 day ago. That is 3 videos again in 1 day. And this one is 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, and 3 videos in 1 day. So these people actually upload 3 videos every single day. Now, let me show you another channel before I arrive at what I want to tell you. It's very important that you pay attention. So this is Grace for Purpose Prayers. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh this so that I can have an idea. So here you can see, even with their 2 million subscribers, you can see that they upload every day. You can see this one is 22 hours ago. This one is 1 day ago. This one is 2 days ago. You can see this one is 4 days ago. This one is 4 days ago. This one is 5 days ago. This one is 6 days ago. This one is 7 days ago. So sometimes you upload 2 times a day or at least once a day. And if you go on and on, you can see 8 days ago, 9 days ago, 11 days ago, 12 days ago, and so on. And then we're going to come over to another one. This one is Grace for Purpose. The other one is Grace for Purpose Prayers. And this one is Grace for Purpose. And here you can see they upload daily, okay? At least 2 videos every day. This one 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, 8 days ago. So you can see how often they upload videos. They upload frequently, and this is what I want you to pay attention to. Now, we are always in a hurry to get our channel started, but do we have what it takes to keep a channel running? Because it's not about getting the subscribers, it's not about getting the monetization, because you can get monetized, and if you don't get views, you're not still going to make money from your channel. So what you should be looking for is how you're going to get as many views as possible, even without having much subscribers. Your major focus should be on your views. And what will generate that for you is many videos. The more videos you make, the more money you're going to make. And having lots of videos in a niche like this is going to give you an advantage, because once someone is searching for a video related to the videos that you have, or someone is scrolling through, the person can see multiple of your videos, right? You don't want to have one video in 1 week or one video in 2 weeks. YouTube is not for the weak, I must tell you. And this is why I always advise that before you even create your channel, don't rush, to create your channel and then you don't upload anything there. Even before you create your channel, make sure that you have at least a minimum of 30 videos. But I do advise my students to go for 60 videos. So that way you're going to build consistency, because you're going to be uploading 2 videos every day for 30 days or 1 video every day for 60 days. So that consistency is going to be there, and it's going to encourage you to even create more videos. So while that one is running, you're going to be creating more. So you don't want to create a video today, upload today, and then do the same thing tomorrow, and then the same thing the next day. You're going to burn out easily. So it's better you take your time, even if it takes you 2 months, even if it takes you 5 months, even if it takes you 6 months, to have all these videos together, and then start uploading it one after the other. Upload it, schedule it, and then you'll know that you have 60 videos or a minimum of 30 videos scheduled to go public on your channel every day for 30 days. And that way you're going to remain consistent. YouTube is going to learn more about your channel faster, and YouTube is going to prioritize your channel. Now imagine those kind of videos. You have long videos like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours long video, and then it's flooded over YouTube. Imagine what is going to happen. What I use in combating market saturation, both on YouTube and in business world, is to flood the market with the product, right? So if you walk into a market and you see a product, maybe scanty, and then you see another brand of the same type of product you see everywhere, which one are you going to pick? Of course, you're going to pick the one that is well dominated, the one that is all over the counter. And that is the same thing I apply with my YouTube channels. All you have to do is to flood YouTube with as many videos as possible. There's no limit to how many videos you can upload to YouTube. Maybe there's some limits for new channels, but YouTube allows you to upload over 20, 30 videos every day. So if YouTube allows you to upload that much video, that means they need you to upload that much video, right? So all you have to do is to flood the system. Forget all these things that people say, oh, saturation, the niche is saturated. There's no niche that can ever be saturated. I mean, making money online was saturated in quotes before I joined the niche. And you can see 2 years down the line, I've gotten 100,000 subscribers with a whole lot of revenue from every corner. So when I see people comment that, oh, this niche is saturated, there's a lot of people in it, trust me, YouTube can never be saturated, because YouTube is not about the people or the number of people that are doing a particular thing. It's about the video and which video meets each demand per time. So the chances of 5 of your video or 10 of your video meeting the demand per time is very rare. So that is why you need to make as many videos as possible, so you can increase the chances of 1 or 2 of your video meeting the demand per time. And once that happens, that's when you're going to notice that, oh, your video has gone viral. That is because people want that particular video at that particular time. So you need to make sure that you invest your time in creating as many videos as possible in order to grow as fast as you want. Now, talking about growing, you also need to make money from your channel even before you get monetized. And I've done a tutorial on this before in the past, and I'm going to put it right here. All you have to do is just go ahead and click this video to learn how you can monetize your channel even before you get monetized by YouTube. Go ahead and watch it right now and thank me later.